Alright, so this is the demo for the procedural terrain shader node group right here. We have a mountain range right here, just normal 4K displacement map plugged into the material output with the shader. The shader basically acts as a mixed shader, but it's kind of more focused towards creating terrains, or it works really well for things like making snowy mountains, which is what I'll be doing here. So for this demonstration, of course, I mentioned I'd be making a snowy mountain. This material will represent our snow, so we can rename it as such. And honestly, this doesn't really need to be changed very much. It could be made maybe a little bit darker. And that's all fine there, so we can minimize that. This will be representing our rock or our cliffs, so we can rename this rocks. Really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and get in my Quixel rock material, so I will speed this up a little bit. Alright, so here's our mountain shader all set up with default settings on the terrain. If you end up getting this, something like this, you can just take this input, which is your snow, and you can put this into your top input, and that will automatically swap. Or you can use this invert layers slider, set it all the way to 1, and you'll have the same result. Now this shoreline and shoreline cutoff slider is for in case you want to make something like like an island, and you want to have a shoreline or a water line, and you want to have a separate material like sand for that. So for this, I have an RGB node plugged into that shader input. So let's set that to red to make it a little bit easier to see. And when I move this shoreline cutoff up, you can see that everything on the z-axis, depending on that cutoff, is going to change the material. So I could set this red to a sand material if I really needed to, or in this case, it might be better to use a grass material. So I'll plug that in really quick just to show you show you guys what that looks like. Yeah, she tell me that body is mine. Shit, I might pull up to your crib with a bottle of wine. All these dudes want my spot, but they can all get in line. They sending DMs, they so annoying. Alright, so I got our grass material set up. It's just a simple moss material that I have plugged into a mapping node and a texture coordinate. If you have the add-on installed, I believe it's called Node Wrangler, you can press Ctrl-T on any node with a vector input. So for this example, and it'll automatically add this, and you can change the scale of the material and all that. I have this grass material set up right here so that I can demonstrate this shoreline a little bit, and it's great for things like this. If you wanted to add, for example, a forest here, I think that's pretty much it. I've covered every current feature of the node. Any features added in the future will be free to those who have paid for the node group. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The link to download the node group will be in the description, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.